Okay. I don't know about normal, but I know about weird. We've been doing weird for a minute, and it's gonna get weirder still. We've been Film Fest. I'm MOsley WOtta. Let's talk about normal.
This was how your day started. Started wrong.
You feel you're normal?
Did I just hear you correctly?
Am I normal?
You can't understand how powerfully racist that question is, can you?
Tell me more.
I can't tell you about it. If you can't see it, then you'll just never know it.
If you don't read the newspaper, you're uninformed. If you do read it, you're misinformed.
How did all of this trouble begin?
Living in America.
It ain't too bad, no, 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 no.
1, 2.
Weird. So normal, I don't know. It's an odd thing to say new normal as if normal ever existed. We've all felt for a long time that things were anything but normal. And even though we try to put on this face like this is just what we do in the day in, day out, we've known for a long time there are a lot of systems in place that don't make a lot of sense. And it's weird to say that those things are normal.
I don't know.
Normal's out the window. Weird always was. My recommendation for something that you should watch is The Midnight Gospel. It is weird, it is psychedelic, it is everything that we need right now. It came out on April 20th, wink wink, and it is being delivered unto us.
Midnight Gospel.
Which doesn't have anything to do with one particular religion, although they do talk about several practices of spirituality.
Hallelujah!
They also talk about magic, they also talk about addiction, they also talk about death. Existential questions of, why am I here? What am I doing here? What's my purpose? What will happen after I die? Is definite. The show was created by Pendleton Ward, Mike L. Mayfield, and Duncan Trussell. Pendleton Ward you'll know from Adventure Time, Mike L. Mayfield you may know from Big Mouth, and then Duncan Trussell has been doing stuff credited to Mad TV, which means that he was working before that, and then up until now he's got a podcast called the Duncan Trussell Family Hour. Duncan Trussell does a voice for the main character, Clancy. The premise of the show is that Clancy lives in a trailer in a double helix terrestrial realm. In this realm, he has a universe simulator. The simulator's upkeep is failing, and so he can only go to dying planets. When he's on these dying planets, he interviews folks. He then takes those interviews and uploads them to his podcast, called a spacecast. These are crazy people who have taken their craziness, employed it, and put it into genius. My recommendation is that you watch this with adults only or those who are mature enough to handle the content, given the fact that some of the things that they talk about, quite frankly, are a little bit scary. This show is very psychedelic, and I think though aesthetically would be appealing to children, this isn't really for them.
You mean me?
I'm also recommending this show because it deals with the ego tripwire that we all have and sort of seem to have to navigate anytime we are talking about anything that is triggered like politics or theism or atheism or, I don't know, race, identity, sexual preference, hand-wringy things. Anytime any of these things come up, it trips up our ego, and then we a lot of times can't actually have any meaningful discourse because we're just so concerned with, do you agree with me? Will you be convinced of my thoughts? Hopefully this show will be something you can put into practice as they have some actual exercises that you can use on the daily in your actual life.
You mean me?
At a time when we're stuck inside, we should be talking about drug use and addiction. At a time where we are cut off from each other because we're scared to be infecting each other and maybe killing each other, we should be talking about our mortality. At times where we are talking about our mortality, we should be thinking about what goes beyond our mind. The Midnight Gospel is getting all these things across in the most unique of packages, and it's just a vehicle like I haven't seen before. Hopefully you like it. If you don't, you're wrong. You can get this on Netflix, which is free to everybody who's got somebody else's login information password. I am MOsley WOtta with Ben Film Fest, The Midnight Gospel. Check it out. I'll see you next time.